And welcome to the Prince Magnum channel where hot rodding and romance coexist. I'm your host, Prince Magnum. Welcome to another one of my live streams. And hello, uh, and welcome. I'm going to go ahead and actually go out to the front porch and smoke.
Okay,
I,
I'm,
I,
I'm
yeah,
going under the.
okay.
I'm going to the bedroom. So.
And welcome to Do It Yourself Budget Hot Rodding. Today's stream, we're going to talk about the updates on Project Spirit, basically what to expect, because we've got a lot of news to kind of get caught up on. All right, so we're going to do the usual kind of wait till a few people show up, and then once a few people start making their way in and that sort of thing, we're going to kind of touch base on what to expect, and we're even going to hey, Bad Bad. Uh, and we're even going to answer a few questions that have come up, not necessarily in stream on Project Spirit, but have come up. Ooh, kitty, kitty. Um, Something that somebody asked, and that's a really basically it was a really good question, really good question. One that I was sitting there going, that would be a good idea. Unfortunately, so we're going to answer a few questions. We're going to kind of touch base. I am basically kind of gathering up smoky smokes. Hang on a second, honey. My smokes are in here, and I know I'm going to run out when I go sit out there. So, grab a seat, and we're going to talk. Basically, we're going to talk shop. About good old Project Spirit. And again, if you guys, this is pretty well the last week um, for the Project Spirit, say Project Spirit logo stuff, because we're gonna pull it down and that'll be vaulted for possibly for a while, or even could be forever. It So this is kind of it, um, you know. So this is your opportunity to pick up for the last time the Project Spirit, hashtag say Project Spirit stuff. This is pretty well it. We're gonna go ahead and pull it out of there, and everything else will still be there. You can still get whatever you need, but just grab what we provide it. Basically, there's a link to go to the shop and all the artwork. The Project Spirit stuff was supposed to be a limited time thing only, Bad Bat. That's a good question. It was only designed to be for a limited time. Oh, thank you, Ian. I know you took care of that for me. Ian, time for a smoke. Mm. But it's the hashtag Save Project Spirit, has Project Spirit's logo. What's up, Raven? Eh, well, hello there, Ian. Good to see y'all. So, let me get y'all clued in. We have the fender ordered. It should be here sometime next week or thereabouts. Basically in a week or two. Um, so that's kind of what we're waiting on. We're waiting for the fender to arrive. And in the meantime, I do have enough money to start kind of getting the paint stuff together. We've got, I mean, as many projects as we have on the table. Um, so over the course of the next few days, I have to bust a move, if you will, and get a bunch of videos together and get them ready, because once that fender gets here, I will not be live during that time. It'll be too impossible for me to go live, but I still want my content out there. We are doing good. Oh, you have news for me, huh, Ian? All right, I'm interested. It's good to see you guys. So that's kind of where it stands. All of this stuff that's kind of going on right now. Ian, you're gonna have to tell me the good news then. All right. But that's kind of the where it stands right now. We have a lot of basically we're hey, that cat got him the numbers he needed, and like overnight. No bullshit, man. I mean, Ian jumped from like, what was it, like 500 all the way up to over 1,000 overnight. But yeah, so the Fender is on its way. And basically, it's for the 70 to 73 Maverick. Oh, dang. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah. Uh, you know, yeah, I figured it'd probably do really well. Um, I know that where I set it up as, hey, basically, duets and stitches. Come on, let's go. And it went. It's going. And so I was wondering. I know Ruben did one. You've done one now, and it's just going. And I have to send you the one that Megan did with cinnamon, and I know Miss Kelly's getting ready to do one with cinnamon. Who'd have thunk? Evidently, cinnamon was made for TikTok. Mm. Yeah, you'll have to send that one over. I heard about that. You know. So yes, kind of a heads up. Um, we're getting, this is just kind of an update live stream. We're going to talk about some questions that have evidently come up. One of the questions was why, well, we'll wait till about the 2-minute marker, and then we're going to do our best to answer those questions, which some of the stuff that we're going to be doing, I've just been kind of sitting on, just got to finish it, sort of thing. Um, I know. Oh my gosh, that's funny. I don't think I don't see him doing anything like that, honestly. I mean, it'd be funny as hell, but no, I don't see him doing anything like that. But sometime here in the very near future, I'm hoping by next week I'll have went over and picked up the new paint for Project Spirit. She's gonna be done in kind of a royal blue. Um, see, the best way I could describe it, kind of this color of blue, similar to that, maybe a little bit darker. Hey, you know what though, Raven? We did good. We did dang good. That's going to be a lot of tomorrow. For tomorrow's big stream, we're going to be in Save the World, and of course, Thursday night sober talk is always jumping. It's always jumping. Yeah, we rocked it, man. Um, which once I get the new weapon voucher on Save the World, I'll be getting to work on the next big one, which I know. Um, hey, what's going on, Devil Dog? Good to see you, buddy. So the fender is on order. We just got to wait for it to get here. Yeah, so that's kind of what we're waiting on right now. We're just waiting for the new fender. The new fender should be here. Yeah, oh, we're blazing right through the storyline, the imposter storyline. Shoot, I think we're getting close. We're getting real close. Sure to smash the like button and share it out to all your friends. We're on a roll right now. We're definitely on a roll. Um, you know, Spirit will be back up and running before you know it. We're just having to kind of, we're in that waiting game. Again, When the new part gets here, I'll show you guys basically what it looks like, and it'll come in kind of a flat black. And I know there's some people who will be like, oh, make the whole car flat black. No, that's cool for like what they call here in the United States rat rods. And rat rods are pretty cool. Um, what rat rods are basically you take a car and you either make them look like you give them a surface rust look, or you take them and give them an unfinished primered look in a flat black, which is fine. Some people really like that. Um, it's pretty neat. Some vehicles look good that way. Project Spirit is one that we want done. We want done. You know, so that's kind of the game plan. Um, so that's kind of the game plan with Project Spirit. You know, kind of redoing the body, getting her done up right, making her look good, getting her ready for shows. Because the hope is, hopefully, I don't think we'll be making any car shows this year, which sucks because it's now the third year in a row where Project Spirit will not be in car shows, because 2019 Project Spirit was laid up, and it was over her clutch. There you go. Think that, yeah, Project Spirit, it needs to go beyond Rat Rod status. Which again, there's nothing wrong with Rat Rod. I like Rat Rods. I love them. They're cool as hell. Hi, honey. Well, it's good to see everybody tonight. Again, you know, Project Spirit's fender is on order. And some of you are wondering how much I paid for a brand new reproduction, you know, Ford Maverick fender. After shipping, because it's got to come by truck freight, $580 US. For those of you, you got to be kidding me. Right in the middle of a freaking live stream. I know who that is, and not even funny. Only one person would be that anyhow. So basically, this particular situation, we're basically waiting for Project Spirit's fender to arrive. Now, again, when it gets here, it's going to be flat black, and it'll have to be sanded lightly, hit with a gray primer, both top, bottom, inside, and out. We have considered doing car shows with Project Lena, but she's got to be cleaned up. I swear to God. Freaking people.
Who is it?
Who do you think?
Whisper it.
This Tim John's stoner friend.
Do I have access to his phone number through my phone because our contacts are connected?
No, because it's regular phone.
Yeah, our contacts are connected through regular phone.
You can get there.
If I can find his number, I'm gonna go give him a piece of my mind. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no joke. It's like, really? Um, no, the number's popping up. It's like, no, I'm in the middle of freaking live stream. You know, um, so in a nutshell, um, you know, so it's going to have to be hit with a gray primer, and then once that gray primer is on, then the actual color will have to be applied, the permanent color. Now, real quick, for any of you who do not know, when you talk, you know, when you talk about paint, okay, think different. I know you'll know this one, okay. Primer is not a viable. Really? Really? You, you ass. Oh my gosh. Uh, oh man. You are something else. Um, but in this particular case, spirits, when you talk primer with spirit, well, any car, primer is not, doesn't really, guys. I know you did. Um, primer doesn't stop uh, the moisture and the other elements from getting to the steel. It's just to give the paint something to kind of grab onto. So if even if you're not going to actually paint the vehicle that color, you prime it, yes, but put some sort of a paint on it, even if that's not the permanent. The reason being is if you don't, um, the rust is still going to happen. That's why you'll see vehicles that if they're in prime, their primer, after a little while, the rust will still start coming back. And all the hard work that you did is completely defeated. So, no, you don't want to do that. Yes.
No, I took care of it.
Okay.
I also, well, I can tell you the conversation later. But he didn't know you were streaming.
Mm,
YouTube did not give him the notification.
okay. Well, anywho, so that's kind of the situation. All right. Basically, when it gets here, we're going to have to pull parts off, and the parts that are still usable, we're going to go ahead and refurb, and then we're going to hit with paint pretty quickly because we want to start kind of getting pieces back together, get it back on, and that way, all I got to do is start putting, piecing everything together. Yeah, no joke. Well, there again, you could do something like that, like a see-through, but the problem is that again, we're back to when you go to pull that tape off, you can end up taking some of the prime with it, and that's not what we're looking for. The best thing to do is just go ahead and to me, it would make sense anyways, with each piece that can be removed, actually remove it, do the body work to it, and then put it back on completely and totally redone. Um, Now we're probably going to be removing some of the chrome molding as a permanent, like around the fenders. That's going to go away anyways. That stuff is notorious for holding on to moisture and causing rust, so that's going away. And there's even talk about us going to what is referred to in the old days. I don't know what they would call it now, but in the old days, what is known as a monochromatic look. Basically, the bumpers are going to be the same color as the car. We're going to go ahead and redo the bumpers because those chrome bumpers, yeah, I mean, they're easy to polish up, and they polish up nice. Well, the problem is, though, still, even being able to polish them up really nice and make them look good and everything, um, if you don't keep them polished, they basically, you're starting to get surface rust again. So to me, I'm sitting there going, what's the best solution? Hey, I know that name. What's going on, Donald? Uh, I'm doing good, doing real good over here. How are you doing? I hope you're doing good. I poked my head in your stream. I think it was last night, or well, it'd have been real early morning for me, or something like that. You guys over there across the pond. It's hard to keep track of you guys' time zone sometimes, but yeah, I poked my head in there. I was trying to sleep. Yes, I did, Bible. The posh French. That's great. Um, so that's where it stands right now. A lot of stuff that I wanted to do to Spirit is still on hold. We were going to be doing a V8 swap this year, but that's got to be on hold to get everything squared away on the body. Listen at you guys. That's awesome. So that's kind of where it all stands right now. Spirit is being reconstructed. Now, there is a video that I've been kind of dicking around with for a couple of years, and I've basically got everything to kind of start it, and it shouldn't take me long to complete it. It's just one of those things I got to actually just sit down and actually do it. So that's kind of where it all stands. So yeah, Spirit is in a process of reconstruction. Now, there was a good question. Why not go ahead and square up Project Lena and take her to shows? Well, we could do that. Okay, we could legitimately do that. Hey, there's nothing wrong with potatoes. Nothing wrong with that. I'll love a good gratin every now and again. Um, but Project Lena is one that I would have to stop the reconstruction process of Spirit to get her show ready again. Because there's a lot of stuff on Lena that's not right. That's basically going to become an issue. She needs a new catalytic converter. Oh, absolutely, Raymond. Nothing like good mashed potatoes. Viable. That's funny. So with Project Lena is a great car, and I enjoyed driving Project Lena a little bit. It's one of those things. It's kind of a nice change of pace. About it for me. Spirit's where it's at for me, as far as enjoyable drivability, and you know, boy, you guys go back and forth. But when it comes to, you know, if you will, when it comes to, daily driving, Project Spirit's where it's at. Now, after the reconstruction of Project Spirit, there is talk. What's going to happen with Project Lena? There's a lot of talk about that between Princess Faye and I. Because, she's got the new car, Nala, which is about a 2007 Chevy Cobalt. Oh, dang. Shriveled up prunes. Dang. Uh, you know, and I'm not a huge fan of that particular car. To me, it's a little too enclosed. I'm not a claustrophobic person. Guys, boom. Uh, it's a little too claustrophobic for me inside that vehicle. Oh, dang. Just back and forth, back and forth. Um, uh, hey, what's going on, Chairman? Oh, dang. So that's kind of where it stands right now. Uh, you know, Spirits, Spirit has always been more of the forefront car, anyways, and Lena's always been meant to be in the background. Which Ian and I'd actually discussed that you know, if the two cars were actually Starfleet ships. Hey, what's going on, third gen? If both cars were, basically, if we were talking Star Trek, Project Spirit would be a Constitution class, um, while Project Lena would be an Intrepid class. because the Intrepid class was never meant to be the flagship. Whereas a Constitution class would be, meant to be the flagship, be a flagship, you know. So now that I've said that, oh, you tried to give me a holler. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm right in the middle of a stream. So really quick, the fender is on order. It is due to be here. We had some difficulty, me trying to get a hold of the people just to get the information that isn't on the website. The information that I needed was how much does shipping cost, so I know how much I need. Which they basically told me right now for the hood, that's going to cost me even a whole lot more. That's going to cost me close to $800 for the hood. And right now, currently, all the grabber scoops are on back order, like serious back order. They've been on back order since last year for the grabber scoops. I was like, dang, man, they're on back order that long? Like, yeah. But I do have a lead where I can get the same hood with the same scoops from another company, and unfortunately, I may not be able to go through them because getting the information is ridiculous. So one way or the other, I mean, it's going to cost me, obviously, and it's just one of those things. Now, there was a question that was asked. Why don't I consider carbon fiber for Project Spirit? Now, that's a damn good question. A damn good one. And I'm going to do my best to answer that. Pound for pound, carbon fiber can be stronger than steel. Pound for pound, the all right, Raven, rest up. Oh man, you guys back and forth, back and forth. Um, Carbon fiber is stronger than steel pound for pound, and it is lighter if you get it through the right company. But you're talking even for a cheap carbon fiber hood that really isn't worth much of anything, you're talking an awful lot of money. Okay? And if you want a good one, which I did price a good one, you're talking in the thousands of dollars, just for the hood. Okay? The next best thing that we're going to be doing once Spirit is kind of back together, we are going to be changing her over to power brakes. See, when the accident happened, which I really wished I'd had a camera going, when the accident happened, it happened pretty quickly. And I was doing 60, 65 miles per hour, which it's not super fast. But when the accident happened and I slammed into that deer, I had gotten down, if you were to twist my arm, a little under 60. So I didn't have a whole lot of time to react. Well, with power brakes, it would have slowed me down a whole lot more, and the damage would have been significantly less. Well, the problem is now, that's the next best thing, okay? And I can get those parts reasonably priced, okay? It does not cost that much to get a brake booster and patch that in. I'm glad you didn't have. Hey, I'm telling you that. I mean, you hear the sound of sheet metal crunching when you hit something. You never forget it. Oh man. Um, One of the other things that we're probably going to look at doing is probably getting hood pins installed into Project Spirit. Hood pins, it's one of those things that hood pins would be a lot simpler and it would continue with that, mild performance vibe that we're going for, that mild custom vibe that we're shooting for. So she'll have to go to a shop to have that done, but that won't be an issue. We'll probably send her over to a body shop and have that installed, and then once she comes back, take the hood back off, and then she'll be reshot with brand new paint on her hood, because we're probably going to do that, just basically a piece at a time. Um, so to answer answer the question, hey, what's going on, Jason? Welcome to the live stream. To again answer that question, um, for Spirit's hood, well, basically, carbon fiber is just too expensive for us to do. And again, note the title of the car series that's been on the channel forever and a day. Most people, do it yourself budget hot rodding. Budget. So that's kind of where it's at, okay? Do it yourself budget. Hey, Spunky Monkey, that's a new one. How are things going? Things are going great. I was just talking about how we got the order placed for Project Spirit's brand new fender. That's on its way. How are you doing? How are you doing? And please don't use my real name. I outside. Yep, no, long time no see. Outside of YouTube, I don't mind it, but when the camera is on, out of respect for AA, I ask that no one use my real name. Use my YouTube name, please, as a reminder. And moderators will lay a spanking on that in a real hurry because it's a respect for Alcoholics Anonymous. Now, once we get things back together, yes, we will be back on the road to getting Project Spirit's engine built. Oh, really? Okay, okay, fair enough, fair enough. I am doing great. There you go. Thank you. Um, how long has it been since the last time I drank? February 7th, 2006 is my sober date. Um, and I've been sober, if you want to keep track of that, I have not had a drink in over 15 years. So still sober, still doing the drill. Um, thank you, I appreciate that. Um, you know, so that's where it's at. We're talking. Um, I've been, it's been a hard road waiting. Trying to get in touch with the right people and money. When the accident happened, we had to put a lot of stuff on hold. Um, hey, what's going on, Bitsy? Welcome to the live. So again, we're just waiting on the brand new fender to arrive. And once it gets here, we'll do a quick, probably a quick video on it. And then it's a matter of basically I need to have content ready because when that happens, I will not be live during that time while we're working on it. Okay? I will not be live during that time frame. I'll be basically working on the old car. So I'm going to have to get out there. It is what it is. Tell y'all an interesting story. Well, hello, Diane. Welcome to Live. Um, you know, so that's kind of the game plan right now. You know, we're just in the process of waiting for you know, for the parts to arrive. That one's empty. Um, and then once the parts arrive, then it's a matter of getting like the little pieces, like new headlights and new connectors and things like that. That's going to be a lot of time spent basically getting everything together, making sure everything works right, and then basically as we're piecing things back together. That's kind of where we stand on a lot of this stuff. Now I know at some point we're probably going to have to make a trip and pick up some odds and ends. Obviously she's going to need a new grill. She's going to need new marker lights, things of that nature. Um, there's just going to be a lot of pieces that's going to have to be replaced. Um, so that's kind of where a lot of this stands. So while things are being rebuilt and redone, uh, dang, there we go, 17, 17 that I could see. Dang, like it when a stream jumps like that. We're just going to have to be patient and wait for the pieces to show up. Well, some chrome will be replaced, but there is talk right now about us doing Spirit's bumpers the same color as the car. And once, let me show you guys again. We're kind of looking at a blue that's a little bit like this, but only maybe a couple shades darker, which we're going to have to go get ready to pick up that paint. Hey, what's going on, Kevin? Good to see you. Grand total of 21 likes that I can see. Thank you guys so much. Well, welcome to the live stream, King. So that's kind of where we stand. We're just waiting for parts. Now, again, once we get Spirit where she's able to be driven and all the works for the most part's done, we'll be back on the road to finding doing a V8 swap. And I was actually getting ready to look at getting a V8 and rebuilding it and everything. Sister got a new car. What kind of car did you get? I'm curious. So, dang, likes keep going up. I love that. Always makes my day. So that's kind of the game plan right now. Spirit is in the process of going through, this rebuild, and the V8 swap. Ford Fusion, okay, they're not bad vehicles. You know, like anything, you take good care of them, they go a long ways. Like anything. I know for me, I'm not a big fan of newer vehicles, but I got nothing against them. They're just not my thing. I prefer driving my old cars. I like the way they ride. I like the way they handle. I love that they're easy to work on. And the parts are reasonable. Okay. Oh, really? Oh, man. Yeah, give me a good old, classic, you know, give me a good old classic. That's just me. Give me one of the old ones. Um, my first car was a 71 Nova. My second car was a 78 Camaro. Oh man. I kind of miss having a Camaro around. Hey, what's going on, Ricky? Welcome to the live. So that's kind of where we stand right now. Kids pedal car, that's awesome. Well, hello there, Zelda. Are you going to kill you a bug? Um, which, Again, that's kind of basically when things start jumping. Oh, I'm very rarely on Facebook anymore. I just got to get over there. But yeah, right now as it stands, we're just we're in the waiting game. Oh yeah, absolutely. Mechanical parts usually are pretty doggone reasonable. They're cheap and affordable. That sort of thing. It's just, oh yeah, when the parts get here, I won't be able to stream, but I'm still going to do uploads. So just kind of a heads up. If you see an upload, check it out. It's going to be a little something, a little bit of everything as usual, basically. I do need to sit down and maybe do some quick readings out of the big book for those that want to continue with the big book, but I won't do that unless I'm in the usual live stream. Oh, hey, what's going on, Grave Taker? Oh, yeah, the V6 launcher and Save the World. Yeah, that's a lot of fun to play with. Um, oh, Mini Boss got you. Okay, Ricky, that's a good question. Is a stick faster than an auto? Okay, it depends. Okay, all right. In the 1960s, when when performance was at a true all-time high, okay? And let me give you an idea. Now, I can't really vouch for the other car companies, but I do know my Chevys extremely well, okay? And in the 1960s, to give you guys an idea, General Motors, along with all the other car companies, were doing this. But General Motors, in particular, was notorious for what I like to call sandbagging. Now, if you don't know what sandbagging is in the world of racing, basically, you're not showing the car's full potential. Well, car companies did this too. um, that's funny, bad bad. So, if you will, all right. Um, if you will, at that time, performance numbers were at a serious high. And to give you guys an idea, the original LS engine, okay, I'm sorry, ZR1, the ZR1 427 from 1968 to 1972. And yes, you could get this engine, and it was special order only. And it was aluminum 427, okay? An aluminum 427, the original ZL1. And it was rated at 425 horses. Now, that's a good number, okay? That's a solid number. No, I'm sorry, 430. That was what General Motors had claimed the engine could do. However, that number was kind of an erroneous one, okay? An erroneous number. It did get that somewhere on the dyno, okay? Estimates put it in the 700s, okay? 700s. That's funny, Craig. So, that particular 427 in an aluminum engine that was actually designed for racing boats, and General Motors was like, well, it's working great. Why don't we just drop it in our cars? And you could get, if you knew how to work the COPO system, corporate order production office, it was, if you knew how to work that system, you could get a Camaro, a base model Camaro ordered from the factory with one of these 427s, And oh my God, these things were nasty, okay? There was other 427s that were just as nasty. The L88 was another one, rated at like 430 horses, but it too was in the 700s. So you guys get the idea. But you can only get a top speed of about 140 to 150 miles an hour, as it was set up back then. We're talking a 4-speed manual and, power going to the rear end. Why in the world could you not get the numbers you get today? Well, it all boiled down to the final drive in your transmission and the final and the gear ratio in the rear end. So in the 1970s, to basically get, when the numbers started dipping the way that they did, yep, the numbers started, late 60s. And it was a great idea. It was, the numbers were there. So when the numbers started dipping, to basically get the cars to keep up with what you had in the 60s, they started in, this is where cars get confusing. So bear with me a split second. Grand total of 43 likes. Thank you guys. They made the gear ratio numerically lower, which in the car world, higher gear ratio. Basically, you reverse it, if you will. The numerically lower that it got, the higher the gear ratio is, if you will. I know that's kind of confusing. So your infamous 411 posi traction rear end was perfect for the drag strip because you didn't need a top speed. Okay, you just needed to get from one end to the other as fast as possible. So you didn't necessarily need a high top speed, which was what everybody was buying those performance cars of the 60s for, to drag race. Okay, y'all with me so far? But in the 1970s, that was kind of a thing, everyone was talking about the gas crisis and everything else. So you needed, so people were being pragmatic, okay, about vehicles. So in order to keep, with the lower compression ratios and the dip in performance numbers, to keep the cars keeping up with, with the old, with the ones from the 60s, they needed to put higher gears in the rear end. So with like Project Spirit, her inline 6 is rated at 85 horses from the factory, and that was with all the pollution bullshit on them at the time. Now, we've long since removed a lot of that from that 6-cylinder, and if you were to twist my arm, how about our highway drivers? That's great. Yeah. Don't even get me started. But just take this in for a moment. Project Spirit, rated at 85 horses, with her 3-speed manual, gets a top speed of around 130 miles an hour. That is actually pretty damn good, okay? Right now, Think Different and Third Gen are going, holy dog snot. That's actually really good. That's because of the gear ratio in the rear end, which, thanks to our friend Third Gen 83, who knows those numbers, we were able to run those numbers and figure out it was a 3-to-1 gear ratio in the rear end. So with, the manual transmission, top speed was about 130, because even with the final, don't. So even with the the gear ratio in the transmission only being a 1-to-1 ratio, with that high gear, with the high gear ratio in the rear end, I was able to achieve that sort of, top speed. So, we're just kind of take that in for a moment. So depending on the gear ratio in the rear end and the type of performance, that's funny, honey. That's great. So with that gear, the gear ratio being so high, that's really where your top speed's going to come in at, okay? So now just take this in for a moment. With the C4 automatic that is in Project Spirit, going between the gears, it's sloppy, okay? Oh my God, that's funny. Um, it is sloppy going between the gears. Now with the manual, it was, you know, bam, bam, bam. You were in, yeah, I mean, you just went through those gears. Um, so going between the gears, I will say it again and again and again. Um, Princess Faye with the emojis. Um, going between the gears, the manual was better, but the automatic, you can adjust them. If you want to increase, have a different gear ratio in the rear end, to get a higher top speed with the gear ratio in the rear end, in the transmission, you're going to have to pull that manual apart and, have the gears swapped out, to something else. But so you're almost better off just kind of going over to, the, if you will, going over to, a higher gear ratio in the rear end. But then you lose that bottom end torque, and you lose that bottom end torque, basically your takeoff and on the drag strip, that's no good. So with the automatic, you can go in and just adjust that through, valve bodies and things like that. So automatics do have a distinct advantage, but we're back to if you want to get, those, the higher top speed numbers, you have to adjust it where the gear ratio is wider. Okay. Whereas with, basically it shifts wider. But then you've got to have the performance numbers to match, or otherwise the transmission won't be able to shift. Prince Magnum, I like that. That was good, honey. So just kind of take that in. Just give him candy, right? So, but and to get an automatic to truly perform like a manual, you do need to get what is known as a shift improvement kit, and it'll go through the gears like nobody's business. And then there's even other stuff that manual. Basically, if you want an automatic to perform on the drag strip like a manual, your best bet, get ready to spend a little bit of money. You'll spend, depending on the year of the vehicle and type of transmission, automatic. it it don't matter to me. Actually, there is one run that I'm definitely wanting to do tomorrow, and if you're interested, yeah, stall converter will help too. 44 likes, holy crap! That's what's up. We'll see what's what tomorrow. So that's kind of the game plan. Eventually Spirit will go in and have a shift improvement kit put in her transmission, which I think will be immensely helpful to her. And then with a V8 swap, where a lot of focus is going to be spent on where it's just more mechanically sound internally than anything. You guys got to understand, okay? When you talk when you talk about there's really two types of performance for this guy right here. There's, the high compression, you want to get ridiculous with your performance. That's the one that everyone goes for. But then there's that type of performance, that hidden performance, where it's a strong built engine and basically it's an all around engine. And you start focusing on just performance, you lose stuff. The higher you crank that horsepower number, the more unreliable a lot of times that vehicle can become. I'm not saying that's always the case, but you know, myself personally, just give me a good all-around engine that is strong, reliable, puts down a decent performance, and I don't even care what the number is. I'm not one that gets hung up on the numbers. Uh, I don't get hung up on. Uh, you know, oh my goodness, Sugar Rush, huh? Sugar Rush, huh? Hey Zelda. You killing bugs? You having any success? Just don't do nothing dumb. So just kind of take that in for a moment, if you will. Project Spirit. Eventually, we're just having to put the V8 thing off till the big part of the rebuild is almost done. And again, we're coming up on nearly 300,000 miles. Now, real quick, there has been something that has come up, and basically, someone who lives up in the mountains, more or less, brought something up, and I'm going to briefly talk about it. We'll need to do a video more in depth. And y'all, it's been a while since I've said this, especially in a live stream. So we're going to go ahead and kind of touch base on it real quick. There are, depending on where you live, when it comes to cars, will also depend on how much you might know about about cars. So if you go to a different location, you may not sound like you know that much, but from where you live, yeah, you know an awful lot. But you go to another place, and it'd be a totally different ball game. So let me explain for just a moment. Where I live, a good solid built inline six will last you a long, long time. Okay? There are Ford inline sixes where I live that, million-mile engines. Yeah, we've got them here in Missouri. Okay? We've got them all over the place. You could go to a farm or go to someone who's got, an old car that they've just kept it running all these years with an inline 6 million miles. Easy. Not uncommon. Okay? Same thing with some of your well-built V8s. You can get that where I live. You could get good gas mileage, and they'll last forever if well taken care of. As a matter of fact, I've actually seen a guy who had a Ford 302 that was coming up on 900,000 miles. Okay? Just take that in a moment. Okay. Now that I said that, talking to, a dear friend who lives up in the mountains, he's like, that isn't even possible. No, because it is possible where I live. You're up in the mountains. It's a different type of air where you live. The air is thinner because the higher elevation. Gravity is even different where you live, okay? More specifically, the higher you get up in elevation, the harder gravity tries to pull you closer to the ground. Oh, tickety-tock. Princess Bay posting a tickety-tock. The harder it tries to pull you closer to the ground. Those of you who are veterans, who know about long-range marksmanship, snipers, a sniper is very familiar with this, okay? Just because you're higher up doesn't mean that gravity's working. You can just point straight down. Okay, one of those trucks that's got a nice throaty exhaust. So if you will, you're high up on the elevation, gravity's fighting you even harder. So they actually have to aim a little bit higher because of it. Because gravity's going to pull that bullet down harder because of the elevation. So the same thing's going to remain true for those that live up in the mountains. The higher up you get, the harder gravity's going to be pulling. So your engines are not going to last quite as long. And then because of the fact that you have to jet them properly and everything like that, in the 1970s, I know distinctly that Oldsmobile offered a high altitude package with their engines direct from the factory. And this was even in 1977 that they were doing this. So these vehicles still had a high altitude package just to deal with the fact that the air was different. And then you even had to figure in for the factor that gravity's even different. Engineers knew this all the way back in the 1970s. So when this person basically said, hey, where I live, that's not even possible. And you didn't even want the inline sixes up here because they had no performance. They had no balls whatsoever up here. The nom, yep. So that is why that is. So if you've ever wondered about that, if you all ever wondered about that, that is why that is, okay? For those of you who lived up in, live up high in high altitudes, why your engines don't last as long as, say, somewhere like here in Missouri, where we're closer to sea level. Okay. So here in Missouri, we're only like 600 feet above sea level in some areas. Like where I live, I think it's only like, I think it's around 600 feet above sea level. Um, so engines can last if well taken care of, and they do get great gas mileage. And where this person lives, they've got a custom built, Ford, classic Ford, and basically, I was like, if you brought your vehicle down here, you'd swear to God you'd drop, it had a rocket in there. What are engine seals made of? It depends. Which seal are you talking about? Okay. Some of them are made of like soft zinc. Some of them are made from brass. Some of them are made from aluminum. Some of them are made from a cork. Literally, it's like the same, similar to the same material you would get in a wine cork. It's just flattened out. Some of them are made from silicone. Some of them, it just depends. It depends what seals are you talking about. Um, and then there's even ones that, engineers will even swap those out depending on, what the, Ian, there's actually a guy. Okay, there you go. Uh, there's actually a guy who took a lawnmower engine and seen if he could create a head made of completely of a block of wood. Not a joke. And I watched it, and he got it to run. He got it to run, not for super long. It just the wood wasn't strong enough to withstand the pressures that the little lawnmower engine was putting out. He proved that it could be done. Of course, he even made one out of plastic. He did all sorts of crazy stuff, and just different things like that. And he was the one that I don't know if the video's still up, but he tested seafoam next to Marvel's Mystery Oil. You little devil face, huh, honey? So he was the one that, yep, Project Farm. And he's like, which one do you guys think did better? And I couldn't tell the difference between the two. So you'll hear me say, looking at that test from Project Farm, you get the same results out of Marvel's Mystery Oil that you would with Seafoam, and Seafoam has had mixed reviews, whereas Marvel's Mystery Oil doesn't. So that's why I'm still a big, I still use Marvel's, okay? And it's cheaper. Yeah, absolutely. Marvel's Mystery Oil is cheaper. Uh, and it has a lot more uses than regular, than Seafoam. It has a lot more uses. As a matter of fact, one of the things that I use Marvel's Mystery Oil for is for hood hinges, pins. Yeah, honey, I'm working up to shutting it down. I use it for anything that squeaks on Project Spirit. That's why she doesn't squeak like, a lot of vehicles around her age. Squirt a little bit on there, a little Marvel's Mystery Oil, and you're fine. Yeah, it's a little messy. Thank you, dear. And that's why she won't squeak. That's a little secret. That's a little, Prince Magnum channel life hack, a little secret life hack that we use. And I've showed it a few times, It is messy, but it just wipes right off. It cleans right up. Just kind of yeah, a little secret. Door starts squeaking. I even keep a little bit of Marvel's Mystery Oil in a spray bottle. Gaming Wolf. That's a good one. I like that. I wonder if there's a channel like that, Gaming Wolf. Hey, what's going on?
So just kind of, ah, there you go. So yeah, just kind of a, oh, there it is. Thank you. Thank you for checking everyone out. There you go. So that's just one of those things. We're back to, little secrets that, you kind of pick up along the way. And I mean, if you're like me, I keep Marvel's Mystery Oil on hand and I use them in Project Lena, Project Spirit. Nala is a little too new to do that with. I think there's no reason to do it right now. But then again, I don't think there would be any adverse effects. Uh-oh, new banner. But anyhow, just something to think about. We're probably going to wait till the end. So let's go ahead and kind of recap. Project Spirits Fender is on the way. Okay. Oh, you're just playing with emojis? Okay, honey. We're just waiting for that Fender to arrive. Okay, it's just the waiting game. Just the waiting game right now. We're just waiting. We'll do like a quick unboxing video and that sort of thing. The ball peen hammer that you guys seen. There's nothing wrong with doing one that's simple and there you go. Weapons. Yeah, I'm not that far from it then. So, all right. Fender's on the way. Need to go pick up the paint. The ball peen hammer that you guys seen, there was a reason for that video because that's going to be used to straighten some stuff that we need to get straightened. And if it can't be straightened with a ball peen, I got a sledge to get that started. Once that Fender gets here, we're going to start removing parts. And I will not be live as often as you guys are used to having me live. So expect uploaded videos during that time. And we'll keep you guys posted on all the updates and everything. We'll do quick update videos and all that good stuff. So keep in the loop and stay on time. Just basically stay with me during the rebuild process. We will try to continue to provide the best content that we possibly can. Along with that update, Ian and I have discussed he really liked the trailer for Tuesday Night Madness, and we're going to try to provide those videos. All right, Chairman, you go rest up, brother. But in a nutshell, those we're going to try to provide a trailer every week for Tuesday Night Madness. Yes, I will get on that. I've got a few of them. I just got to start, I've had a few, had a few things kind of on the, aircraft remover. Yes, we've got the first two pretty well ready to go. I just got to load them. That's it. We've got them ready though. Yes, Aircraft Remover Season 2. I've got 2 of them ready to go. Expect some memes, basically. It's going to be fun. So, yes, I've got those. Those won't be premieres. Those just be uploads. But, yes, I've got them. I've got 2 of them ready to go. And, Ian, I'm going to do a Kermit the Frog Aircraft Remover. It's going to be fun. So that's kind of where it is right now. Yes, Aircraft Remover, we will get on that. And expect to see. That's a good one. Yes. Magic Show. Haven't done one in a while. We will be doing probably some Magic Show uploads, which I've just got to film. That's it. Which I got to do some cleaning so I can do that for you guys. Might even do a couple magic trick tutorials, which we've done one before. We've done one before. Okay, it's been a while. Been 2-3 years since we've done that one. That one was a good one. Oh man, that was phenomenal. Where I basically walk you guys through a magic trick and even gave some stories behind it. So that's definitely yes. And some yes, I have some cooking videos ready to go. Yeah, they're ready. Basically, I've been when you guys don't see me, I'm stockpiling content right now. So that's kind of what, just expect videos to just start showing up when the parts get here. We'll do like a quick unboxing sort of thing. It's here, blah, 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 blah. I'll see you guys when we're done, you know, that sort of thing. So just heads up, we're going to be busy. But y'all understand. That's, you know, that's the real star of the show. You know, that's what Spirit's supposed to be doing. Well, yeah, Ricky, it's one of those things that we're, you know, that's way on the back burner right now. Right now, the big one is just doing the, you know, get it. I'll be on in a little bit, Bad. Not right away, okay? Princess Faye and I got some stuff, you know? So that's kind of where it stands. I do need to shut down for the night. We will keep you posted. So kind of a heads up. All right. That does bring us to an excellent stopping point for the evening. Check out the Teespring store. The hashtag Save Project Spirit Tees. Well, logo stuff is still up, but it won't be for long. We're probably going to be taking it down sometime Saturday, which, you know, Princess Faye and I will go in and we'll do that whole thing and then, you know, that sort of thing.
Hey, you lied. They're already gone.
Oh, they're already gone? You took them down?
Yeah, we hit the time limit a long time ago.
Okay. So, okay. I apologize. The hashtag Say Project Spirit stuff is down. You cannot get it. Okay? You cannot get it. But that does not mean that you can't get the rest of the stuff that you're used to in the Teespring store. There's the new bees from Save the World, Princess Faye's thing. Yes, you can still get that. You can still get the regular Project Spirit logo stuff. We'll be, you know, doing some other stuff and, you know, just kind of a heads up, you know. We might even do, you know, you know, who knows? Who knows what you guys will see next. So just kind of expect a little bit of everything. So keep your eye on that Teespring store. If you see something you like, be sure to nab it up. All proceeds go back into the project cars, both of them. All right. So that brings us to the point where I get to say, get out there and work on a project. Don't care what it is. Just do something with yourselves. Remember, idle hands and a creative mind go together like oil and water. If you have a sweetheart, sweep them off their feet and do something special for them today. And as always, for all of you out there, if no one out there has not told you that they love you today, Prince Magnum does. God bless you and have a happy 24. Thank you.